or chops, I'll put those as a trapdoor swing top, flip top on that open. Actually, SWI is right now getting ready to set up to go long. As a Baltimore chop, it's a long. This is the lowest bar here on SWI. So and it's a nice extension down like that. So that's a good deal there. And so when this bar closes, then you want to be ready to go long on SWI. So you can be watching that same thing. It has good action, so that's a good trade there, guys.
So if you took KSU right when I called it, you got about 60 or 70 cents at this point. So just make sure your trailing stops, right? Start ratcheting in behind this thing. 98.63 was the low of the second bar. Close was 98.94, so anywhere between 98.94 and 98.63. If you got in there, you're up almost $1 at this point, so just make sure you're pulling in behind it. Remember, the target on this is going to be the open of the day. Open of the day, $97.50. We're 28 cents away from that. You know, expect it to bounce right at that opening price. If it goes through the opening price, we're going to ratchet in behind it even, tighter. We're going to use that 97.50 level as our trailing stop, but 96.94 would be the next place that we're looking for a bounce. But see here how it's it's getting a little bit of support here. Opening price is always going to be the place that we get. Yep, there you go. Always going to get some bleed back there. That's where the heaviest volume of the session was. That's where there was commitment to this thing to make a market. Designated market maker or specialist comes in at the open and says, this is where I'm willing to take shares of this. And when you get back there again, given that that was the heaviest volume of the day, this is where you're usually going to see this kind of thing happening. So now, as that position gets unwound, we'll see if this drifts back down into the tail, because the next place that we're going to look for support then is down at 96.94. We come for that 97.50 test again. Looks like we're going to see this bounce over and over again. So don't forget, once we have come back down from highs on these things, it's no longer about that 2SD open. Now you have to try to figure out, is your distribution shifting? What's going on with the whole thing, and is it going to move higher? I didn't even see the news on KSU. I just really like the setup right out of the gate. So if we drift much higher here, then it's time to take the money and run, I think. So again, about 98.94 was the close of that second bar of trading. So we've got $1.30 in open profits right now. So if we get back up to 90, let me just draw a fib study on this. So 98.26 is actually the 382 reversal. So that would be the 382 retracement. I don't think I'm going to let it go that far. So um, I think on my end of this, I am just going to start using a discretionary stop based on what's going on here with price. The open book at the moment would indicate a run in either direction. Yep. So we've had a reversal of one closing price, and now we've got a closing price at 98.02. So if this bar moves higher than 98.02, I'm going to use a reversal of two closes to get out of this. It's 98.01. Come on. $98. This could be my greatest moment if 98.02 never prints here. If we wind up going down $3 or something, but unlikely, right? That we're not gonna reverse this other close. But let's see if we don't get lucky. How do you like this? Well, we might reversal of two closing prices for the first time in a while might be the thing that that keeps us in a position.
Adrian, appreciate you filling in this morning. I was going to have you run the whole room, and I didn't ever ask you. So I was over here with Matthew a little bit.
I do a lousy job running a room, Rick.
You did great there while I was helping him. And Al, Matthew was in at the same price as you were. That's a little late entry on there, but he was just having learning software and stuff, so he got a late entry on that. So, but yeah, hang on to it at the 37.98, 37.99. Be really careful on it because you're up a little bit, and this may be all it gives. You don't really know, so keep it tight on that because it's a pretty late entry. But I wouldn't poo-poo that by any means, but it doesn't give you the breathing room at that point in time.
Now, if the current bar doesn't get down to the on KSU to the closing level of the of 2 bars ago, then of course the current bar is going to be the next close that we try to use as a reversal signal. But it looks right now like we might get a pop lower on this yet. 96.94 is the number to beat at this point. We are right back at that opening price and bouncing off that open. So hopefully you guys are seeing this and seeing the dynamics here. You boot camp guys, man, you saw this you know, in theory a bunch of times, and now you're seeing it just really play out in reality. It's coming right at that opening tick, and it bounces off of it almost every single time. Right, so that 97.50 print is really working to constrain that price, or to support that price. Alright, and actually now 97.97 is going to give you your you know, de facto reversal of 2 closes.
Order filled.
Alrighty. Alright, well that's it for me. Hopefully you guys caught a hold of that, and I'm going to go and have a little bit of fun with Connor down here today. We're down on Key West for the day, but nice trade. That one made my morning. So again, the logic behind KSU, when the first bar closed all the way up at its highs, that gave you the first entry opportunity, which was at $100.20. That was far and away the best entry opportunity. Then the That's an aggressive one, though. The second time that you had an opportunity for an entry was at the close of the 9:35 bar, and that one closed $98.94. You could either enter at 98.93 and have a first target already at $98.63. That was the way that I played it initially, and then when it gets down to 98.63, you just open it up and let it, let it track lower, and use the entry plus about 10 or 15 cents as your stop. So that played out beautifully. That got us in at $98.93, and ultimately, got us out on a reversal of two closing prices at $98.02. So now it looks like it's going to go down again, of course, and test those lows without me. But that's that's life. You want to make sure you ratchet in and protect as much of your profit as you can, and then not worry about whether you left 20 cents per share on the table or not. All right, guys. So if you have questions, you know the drill. Just send me a text. You guys all have my phone number. And other than that, I will see everybody on Monday.